What is the difference between saving for retirement and investing for retirement? So let me start by explaining what is saving for retirement. When we talk about saving for retirement, we are talking about saving your money with low risks involved in it in a safe way. Now, when you are saving your money in for retirement, now there are what actually happen is that you are trying to manage risks, you are trying to reduce the risks. Secondly, inflation affects your money. As you are saving your money in the bank, the first thing that happens is that the bank keep deducting your money because of inflation. Secondly, the price of things keep skyrocketing due to inflation, and it's going to affect that money you're trying to save for that business for what you want to do. Thirdly, is when there's case of emergency. Now you out of your savings, use that savings and go and sort your emergency issue. Now you fall back to start from square one to start saving. Now that is why it is always advisable that it is good to save your money. There's another way for retirement, but there's also another way you can actually plan your retirement. You can plan yourself how old when you become 50 years, you become 60 years, you become 70 years and 80 years old. Will your saving actually be working for you? How long will your saving keep up to your need and upkeep? That is why there's also another way you can navigate and also plan your retirement plan. That is why we talk about investing for your retirement plan. While you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, either as a civil servant. Now, there's another way you can actually generate cash flow, steady cash flow by what? Investing in your retirement plan. Now, you can actually invest for your retirement, for your future. Now, there are different ways you can actually invest in your future. Now, when we talk about investing has to do with you are taking a lot of risks in terms of investing, depending on what you choose to invest in. But there's a way you can actually invest. There's a safe way you can actually invest for your retirement, for your future. What is going to be generating you steady cash flow when you are in your 60s, when you are in your when you are in your 70s, when you don't have the strength to work like how you are working now. Have you ever thought about that? That is why we talked about real estate. When you use real estate as a retirement plan, and when you use real estate investment as a retirement plan, there are two ways real estate can pay you for your retirement plan. Real estate can give you steady cash flow for retirement, and also it can give you capital gain for retirement. Well, now that you are still working, you are still earning, you can start by investing in an asset in real estate. Either you buy property that is very much affordable and resell it in the future, or you get to develop it in the future, or you can buy a property now and develop that property. Then the property starts generating what we call steady income, either annually or weekly. Now you can buy a property in an emerging location. If you are planning long-term retirement, you want to invest now, maybe in the next 20 years time, the next 15 years time, the next 10 years time, the next 30 years time, you can resell the property and get what you get called capital gain in that location. So you can start investing in property for land banking. You can buy property from the range of 2.5 million naira, 3.5 million naira, and you get to hold on to that property. And you see, this property is what I'm using for my retirement plan. You buy that property in a huge plots. You can buy like 4 plot, 5 plot, and acres and hectares for your retirement plan. Or you can as well buy property for cash flow. Now, this is another way people use as retirement plan. They also call it transgenerational wealth recreation. Now, this is where you buy your land for the sake of building either an apartment, or you are building a rental apartment, so people are going to be paying you rent annually or weekly. Now, this is a way of planning your retirement. So when you get to that age of when you are in your prime, you are in your 60, you clock 60, you clock 70, you cannot do what you're actually doing now. Now, this is where that property, that investment you invest when you are still working, starts working for you. Now, instead of you doing all the whole hard work now, then your retirement is going to be working for you. Imagine every month or every year you are getting good return. You have an apartment where every year people are either paying you 2 million naira for each apartment. Maybe you built a block of flats, a 10 flats, for example, and each of the flats they are paying you 2 million naira annually. Now there you see that the money is working for you. Now you're no longer working for the money. Or you buy a land that is still very much affordable now like this. Then when that area now has become developed, people have started building that location, you get to resell that property and you get what they call capital gain. This is another way for you now to get in. You buy a property for 3.5 million naira now, you will sell it in the future for 100 million, for 150 million naira, or for 70 million naira. Then you get to use the money to do what you choose to do as your retirement. This is in that way, inflation do not affect your money. Your money keep skyrocketing and giving you good return. That is why it is good to plan for your retirement early enough as either a civil servant or a Nigeria that based in diaspora. So if you are looking forward to make real estate your retirement plan right here in the city of Enugu, I can help you out. We have good property right here in the city of Enugu that you can use to start up your retirement plan starting from the range of 2.5 million naira and above. All you have to do is to call or WhatsApp me on the number display on your screen on 07067283262. Either you need land banking property starting for the rate of 2.5 million naira, or you need where you can buy build starting for the rate of 20 million naira and above. Call or WhatsApp me. I am Fred Chinoso, your real estate friend busy in the city of Enugu, and my goal is to make sure I give you safe and profitable real estate transaction right here in the city of Enugu.